We're in Harrisburg, Oregon, and we're going to check out some pretty badass rakes that they build right here in Oregon. Michael's going to walk us through basically what they do here, why they build them, how they build them, challenges that they've found this summer. So let's go talk to Michael and check out the rakes. 47 feet, as that's the operating width with both of them open, right?
Yes, operating width with both rakes fully open, and you can pick up to 4 of our standard rows here in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay. What was it that got you into the idea of raking in front of a baler? Like, how did that all come about?
So from the age of 14, I have always been involved in the agriculture industry here in the Northwest. I actually started picking blueberries. And then one day I stumbled and worked for a straw farm. So started baling 3-tie bales when I was the age of 15. Then got to run a 1095 stacker and just kind of fully involved and fully invested in the company that I was working for. And going throughout the years, I have a background in precision farming, and it's always about efficiency. So one night, I'm just thinking about what's the next improvement for the ag industry, and stumbled upon this concept of having a baler mounted to your big baler. So you're eliminating your operator, another tractor, and honestly, at the end of the day, we're seeing a superior bale come out of the back of a baler.
And I'll say one thing that we've liked about running a rake on a baler for in our area is that consistency of a windrow, right?
Mhm.
I was hesitant of running rakes on balers at the beginning, and I'll say that we've had over the last 3 or 4 years, we've seen years of pretty heavy drought. And when we get into those years, taking 3 rows, because I've been taking, 3 16-foot swath rows.
Mhm.
I just don't have any issues with really bad bales. I mean, if the crop's a half a ton, or 3/4 of a ton, I'm taking so much material that I can still make a decent bale. So I can get a good bale, right? It's
Mhm.
consistent. And like you say, I'm cutting, a person out. I'm cutting the fuel, that tractor, right? And
Mhm.
so, the ROI to me, it doesn't, it makes sense, right?
Yep.
And I will say the other thing that there's been some misconceptions on is like ground moisture, right?
We had our machine show up to the field, and typically that's one of the fields where that operator would go out, rake it, wait 2 hours. Well, they just kind of waited to go to the field, and instead of going and raking, they just waited and then drove over and unfolded and went straight to baling.
Yeah.
So that has been kind of a null and void deal, because after you do the math of taking the rake over and the time and all that, your baler's still hitting the row at typically the same time. So you're actually saving time. The foundation of this implement is that all of the bearings, all of the hydraulics, all the motors, and everything on this unit are an upgrade. So we're truly offering a premium product. We really spent a ton of time on the hydraulic system. Other competition out in the marketplace gets to a certain temperature during the day, and then it'll actually start bypassing, so your rakes won't spin. Yeah, we're partnered up with an awesome company with the hydraulics. So
They have a
they
ton of
do.
background in sawmills, fracking, right?
Yep.
Um,
And they're familiar with straw. So when we start communicating about the flow of straw coming into the baskets, and the requirement of the hydraulic capacity, they're just boom right there with us.
yeah, and what he's talking about is when a manufacturer is trying to build something for like hay or straw industry, it's going to operate different than a sawmill, right? And so you want to typically have someone that has already went down those roads of how things work and how things flow, and you don't want to push, hard through certain things like the baskets on these rakes. I guess we'll walk back over there, but the baskets on the rakes, guys, you don't want. You want your hydraulics set, and these guys already know that, so that when you come up against a pile or you come up against something hard, that those baskets are actually going to stop, right? You don't want to put so much flow to them that you're going to break, your reels or your bearings or um, anything of that nature. And so they know how to set that, and that's right. They have a basically, what do you got? A simple we call it hydraulics. You got just basically an orbit motor here is all that you've
Mhm.
got running this. You've got your helper auger
Yep.
that's helping push the
Yep.
material in. And I can tell you from my experience, it doesn't take that much hydraulic flow like out of the tractor. So my concern was I'm running mine on old John Deere's like 8430s and stuff, and it's not hard on them.
Mhm.
I thought we were going to be taking a ton of oil and they're going to get hot.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, my experience has been great running rakes on balers.
The large crop load where it brings it to a stop, that's typically where a combine, it'll be running down the row and then it stops and then it cleans out. So we get these massive piles of straw that typically will plug up a standalone rake. But with this, especially with the auger, we're able to continue to pull in multiple rows at a time. And then this auger sits up on top and evens out that whole crop load going into your pickup. So it's been an absolute game changer. When I first saw these, didn't believe that they were going to work. I thought they were going to be a waste of time and not work, but they went straight to the field and started just blowing me away. And this is part of the reason we can put so much crop into the front of the baler, which then in turn turns into a good bale.
Yeah.
So that's one of the many things of these baler mounted rakes that is a huge advantage.
You've been working at this for how many years? About a couple years, probably. I mean,
So the BM47, we're in year 3. Last year we had one prototype. It was actually operating with the 50 feet, and we figured out that 50 feet is just a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much, and you're always like, you can almost pick up 5 rows with 50.
yeah, you were raking 4 rows, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4.
And going to the 40 and going to the 47 feet, you're finding that that's really the right. That's the
Yep.
that's the ideal spot to be.
Yeah, 47 feet gives us 3 rows. And then if it's a spread swath or a dropped row with a combine driver that doesn't want to drive straight, you have that excess to cover it. Competition, their unit, if you try to pick up 3, you're always leaving dribbles.
Dribbling guys a little
And
bit out of the end.
yeah, and in the straw industry, if you leave dribbles in the field, your farmer's going to be calling you, going, "Hey, why are you leaving a dirty mess out here?"
So
Another area where these have really done well is up in the Walla Walla community, where they bale a third of the wheat straw. And this year the crop was so light that the additional width came back and made an actual bale. Whereas other machines, they were making banana bales and just really, really ugly bales.
a rake on a baler and straw, it really shines when you're in light material. It's great in heavy material.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually even we raked. There was we raked 2. We were taking twin star rakes and raking 2 16-foot rows together.
Yeah.
And then we actually took and raked 2 of those together to go bale.
Yep.
So we've piled it in there before.
One of the things that we fought out of the gate was being able to get parts. And so we had to remanufacture our own parts. We had to do all of these things to keep units in the field, as you well know. This unit, we came to the table, farmer focus, going, "Hey, if in doubt, something really goes haywire, can you jump in your pickup and run to Napa? Can you jump in your pickup and run to Advanced Auto Parts and just go get a part to get you back up and going?" Yes, there are a few items that are proprietary, and like, not every Napa is going to want to hold that on hand, but we have parts on hand. For every 10 units we build, we hold back at least 1 unit. So we've got plenty of parts and plenty of things that are going to be supporting the product as we continue to grow throughout North America.
What type of metal are you using?
So we are using a high strength metal, but we're not using a metal that requires any special welding. If the worst case happens out in the field, an operator hits a tree or something like that.
Oh wait, hold on. That doesn't happen, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
These things do hit combines and trees.
Or stationary stacks.
Yeah. The stacks in the fields, they just jump out at you.
Yep.
And for some reason we just drive into them.
Yeah, operators really like to do that. So
No,
That
they don't. It's not the operator. They jump out. I don't know. I don't know.
they
I don't know
move.
where the
Yeah,
tree came
yeah.
from.
One of the failure points that we've seen on competitive models is this in tine.
Oh yeah.
So
That's right.
they use a little tiny tine, and that tine is trying to collect this massive load of straw, so it'll just blow them off. Yeah, we went to our standard rake tooth, so this entire machine only takes one rake tine.
Mine, I have all these. I have lefts and right. I have different teeth.
Mhm.
And yours, you've got it all set up so
Yep.
they're all the same. Got
Yep.
it. Okay, cool.
One tine for the entire machine. A lot of people with a hydraulically driven bar rake suggest that it's going to pull in more dirt. With this style system and how many teeth we have on the ground all at once, we've actually honestly reduced the amount of dirt.
We all know that we've folded up a ton of gauge wheels on combines and baler pickup headers.
Yeah,
So
we found an awesome 24 ply tire that's stellar.
Yeah.
We want to create a product that no matter if it's tomorrow or in 2 weeks or 3 years, we want our product to look good. So that's why we ended up spending a little extra money on doing powder coat. It's a hammerrite finish, so it's going to last a really long time. And then we went with the stainless steel covers. Again, keep it looking nice. This is a fatal flaw on other units that are out in the world.
this is fully welded with this shaft is solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Yep.
a lot of these, if you look here, a lot of what we'll see is the shafts are actually hollow in the end. Okay, and so this is where all of your guys' pressure is
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to run these, and that's really important.
Yep.
When you unfold them and do all that, it's all pretty much automated. Like does it self level kind of and do its
We
thing?
have
And
in 26 we've got an update coming that
Okay.
is going to be really cool to get released and going in the field. With it being that much wider, it would be nice to push a button and have it
be able to.
do all that on its own.
Yeah.
So that's what we're headed for.
Can you make it not hit trees?
Yeah, we're
Is
gonna.
that going to be 27?
Yeah. Some of our customers like to take off their baskets and then ship their baler to.
Oh yeah,
You know.
transportation. They're kind of tall,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So what we did, we actually changed our arm here, and you can see this is the lower arm here,
Okay.
and we've got a pin system to where everything lines up. So this is the top of the arm.
Got it. So yeah, he can unpin basically the baskets from the arm so that you can transport it. That's what we're talking about. Where like mine, I can't do that. I can't haul mine if I wanted to. I gotta road it. Like that's so if I want to move it 3 hours away, I gotta basically take the baskets off. And you've made it to where you can transfer it, right?
Yep. So you leave your central body on, and then the rake baskets with what is that, 10 bolts?
Yep.
That basket comes off. You've got couplers, and now all of that goes right back onto your racks, and then it's easier to transport. Otherwise, you have to take that whole arm assembly off.
How hard has it been, or what have you seen work best to try to get the buy-in? Like, is it going out in person? It's that relationship? Like-
Honestly, in the ag world, with everything that I do in the ag world, it is truly the relationship at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, my relationship with you as a friend, that can turn into that. It opens that door, and they already have trust with you. And when you're saying, "Hey, talk to Michael about this issue or this product," it's already there. Whereas back in the day when you're first getting into things, it took the typical 7 to 10 touches before you got a sale. I mean, we're already reaching Nebraska, North Carolina, Florida, Texas. Have a request for machines in Australia. Our website is coming online. Our social media platform, we've been doing targeted ads and things like that. And we're already seeing the momentum.
And what's the best way for them to find you guys?
AgriBar.com, or giving me a call
And
directly.
it's Michael Short,
Yep, Michael Short.
SHORT. And then
Yep.
also, you work on T&L pivots? Right?
Yeah, so I'm also the district sales manager for T&L irrigation for the Pacific Northwest. So if you need pivots or anything irrigation, we do concept drawings, and I can get you in touch with any one of my dealers throughout British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, and Idaho. And then I can get you in touch with anybody else throughout the US. So
And you're going to be in Vegas.
I'll be in Vegas.
Okay.
Yep.
December 11th and 12th.
Yep.
So you guys can get your tickets online, 104coaching.com.
And then we'll be at Willamette Valley Ag Expo. We're going to be at the Hay and Grain Conference in Kennewick, Washington. We're going to do Spokane Ag Expo, Tulare, and then, of course,
Well, then you'll be at Baylor, and then the Baylor school that we do at my shop in March.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be there.
Yeah.
So it's only 2 miles away.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we'll be there.
okay. All right. Well, thanks, Michael.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jesse.